There's a lot of magic fighting in this movie. Honestly, I think it's appropriate in this case. So we pick up right where we left off. Voldemort, aka Valdi the Baldy, just got the most powerful wand ever made called the Elder Wand. Snape is in control of Hogwarts and the place is infested with Death Eaters and Dementors. Plus, Dobby just got killed. Everything is bad. But Harry, Ron, and Hermione and the people they care about are going to soldier on and find a way to make things better. Harry decides to talk with this goblin named Griphook, who used to work at Gringotts the Wizard Bank. He's got a hunch that one of Valdi the Baldy's Horcruxes is in Bellatrix Lestrange's vault at the bank. Griphook says, "Yeah, sure, I don't like the bad guys, I'll help you, but in return you gotta give me the Sword of Godric Gryffindor since it was supposed to be at the bank anyway." Harry says, "Okay, fine." Harry talks with Ollivander next since he and Ron stole wands from the Malfoy house in the Part 1 movie. Ollivander says, these wands used to belong to Bellatrix Lestrange and Draco Malfoy. Ollivander says Harry won Draco's wand fair and square, so the wand's allegiance has changed and it's his now. Harry's like, "What's up with that?" Ollivander says the wand chooses the wizard. Harry and Ollivander talk about the Deathly Hallows, the Elder Wand, which is the most powerful wand, the Invisibility Cloak, which Harry has, and the Resurrection Stone, which can bring loved ones back from the dead. Ollivander says, if Valdi the Baldy has the Elder Wand, you're screwed. Harry says he's going to fight him anyway. Hermione takes Polyjuice Potion to look like Bellatrix Lestrange, Ron gets in disguise, and Harry and Griphook tag along under the invisibility cloak, so they get into Gringotts by walking in through the front door. Hermione's Bellatrix Lestrange impression needs work. "I got a lot of notes for you, girl. Need to be way more scary. You gotta threaten people and laugh a lot and talk about how you really enjoy murdering your enemies and whatever." But it's okay since Harry sneaks a spell that convinces the goblin to take them all to Bellatrix's vault. Turns out there's a dragon down there near the vault. Of course there is. It can't be easy. Then when they get in the vault, they find there's like a hex or something on all the gold and silver stuff in there, where if you touch the stuff, it multiplies. So that makes it hard to get the cup that Harry realizes is a Horcrux. To make matters even worse, Griphook is all like, "Jokes, I'm just gonna trade the cup for the sword and leave you in the vault to die, haha." But they all get out anyway, and the goblins make the dragon mad. Whoops. Security shows up, so Harry, Ron, and Hermione think fast and get on the dragon and free it and fly out of the bank. They fall into the water, and Harry has a vision where he can tell Valdi the Baldy is mad that they're hunting for Horcruxes. So now Valdi the Baldy knows what they're up to. Harry realizes because of the vision that there's another Horcrux at Hogwarts. All the major houses are involved with this thing. The Sword of Gryffindor kills Horcruxes, there was a Slytherin thing that made a Horcrux, the cup was a Hufflepuff thing, and now there's a Ravenclaw thing they have to get. But Hogwarts is like the most high security place in England right now. Meanwhile, Valdi the Baldy shows up at Gringotts and murders a lot of people, but the Sword of Gryffindor disappears out of dead Griphook's hands. Harry, Ron, and Hermione go to Hogsmeade and they find a guy named Aberforth Dumbledore, Albus Dumbledore's brother. Apparently, he's the one who sent Dobby to help them at the end of the Part 1 movie. Harry is bummed out that it seems like Aberforth thinks maybe the whole thing is a lost cause. But it turns out he shows them a secret passageway into Hogwarts. Neville comes out of it and says hi. He says there's this brother-sister team called the Carrows who are the disciplinarian people at Hogwarts now, and they're really mean. Neville sneaks Harry, Ron, and Hermione into Hogwarts and they get reunited with all their classmates and friends. Harry asks the others if there's a Ravenclaw thing that could be the Horcrux, and Luna says, yeah, there's this diadem thingy that could be it, but it's been lost for a long time. Ginny shows up and says, yo, Snape knows you're here. She and Harry look at each other, and it's the first time they've seen each other in a while. I guess their relationship got put on hold because of the war and all. I guess they gotta defeat Valdi the Baldy first before they can smooch, you know? Then Snape summons all the Hogwarts students into the Great Hall and says helping Harry Potter is illegal and anybody who does that will be punished severely and blah blah blah. I liked Snape better when he was blathering about turning to page 394, to be honest. That he wasn't being all super evil and stuff. What's cool though is that when Snape says, tell me where Harry is, nobody rats on him. Harry reveals himself and brings the Order of the Phoenix with him, and then this movie starts to get really cool. Professor McGonagall defends Harry from Snape and fights him off, and Snape runs away like a total wuss. It's great, everyone's really excited. But then Valdi the Baldy starts like telepathic talking to everybody at Hogwarts and saying, hey, if you guys rat on Harry Potter and bring him to me, then I'll reward you and leave Hogwarts alone. And oh, by the way, you've got 1 hour. There's one dummy kid from Slytherin who's like, get Harry Potter. But the other kids are like, no. And then Filch shows up with his cat and he's blathering about some stupid baloney. And McGonagall says, hey Filch, shut up. Instead of blathering about stupid baloney, you should just pet your cat some more, okay? And by the way, Filch, you should honestly jail all the Slytherin kids until the upcoming battle is over. I appreciate that McGonagall decided finally to drop the act and finally just be like, yeah, Slytherin's the bad guy house. They're a bunch of villains. It is what it is. So McGonagall takes charge, and apparently Mrs. Weasley is there, and all the non-Snape teachers prepare for battle. While they're doing that, Luna gets Harry's attention and gives him her theory that they gotta talk to a ghost if they want to find the Ravenclaw diadem thingy, since nobody alive has seen it. So Harry talks with the Ravenclaw ghost and says he wants to destroy the Ravenclaw diadem thingy, and the ghost decides to help. Then Valdi the Baldy shows up at Hogwarts with an army of Death Eaters. They start attacking the protective spells that the teachers put up around the school. Harry figures out that the Ravenclaw diadem thingy is in the Room of Requirement. Meanwhile, Ron and Hermione go to the Chamber of Secrets. Ron gets a basilisk fang from the dead basilisk that Harry killed in the second movie. Then he and Hermione use it to destroy the Helga Hufflepuff cup Horcrux. That causes the water in the Chamber of Secrets to go crazy. Valdi the Baldy goes, oh no, and back in the Chamber of Secrets, Ron and Hermione get overwhelmed with emotion and they smooch. Finally, it only took 7.5 movies for them to figure out that they're in love. My goodness. Valdi the Baldy and his goons destroy the shield, so a whole bunch of those Snatcher guys follow Neville towards Hogwarts, but he destroys the bridge behind him. The Snatcher people fall and go splat, but Neville is okay, thankfully. Now the Death Eaters and some giants and their allies are marching on Hogwarts, though. It's crazy time. Professor McGonagall and Flitwick have brought some giant stone knights to life to fight, and all the Order of the Phoenix and students are helping, but now there's Death Eaters flying into the school grounds and blowing stuff up and attacking people. Everybody's running around. Harry and Ginny find each other and smooch, and she says, I know. I guess that means we'll talk later, gotta win the battle first. And I think that's a practical way to react to the situation. It's nice that they can be in love again if this all works out though. Harry gets inside the Room of Requirement and he's looking around for the Ravenclaw diadem thingy. There's so much stuff in there, I'm like, he's never gonna find that thing. There's no way. But Harry hears this high-pitched whine, and so he finds the Ravenclaw diadem thingy, which is basically a tiara. So I'm like, okay, why didn't they just call it a tiara? Nobody knows what a diadem is. Anyway, Malfoy, Goyle, and this other guy named Blaise show up and confront Harry, but Ron and Hermione show up and they all fight. Ron is extra willing to fight now because Hermione is his girl and nobody's gonna attack his girl. I don't know if Ron's all that tough since he runs away like a minute later, but I appreciate that he wants to defend the girl who loves him. Since Goyle is a knucklehead, he creates this like fire animal monster thing that gets really out of control and threatens everybody. Harry, Ron, and Hermione find rooms and escape. Goyle dies, and Harry decides that he, Ron, and Hermione have to go back for Malfoy and Blaise. Those guys may be scumbags, but they don't deserve to get burned alive because nobody deserves that. I think Harry made the right call. So the 5 of them get out of there. Harry destroys the tiara with the basilisk fang, and they close up the Room of Requirement. Harry has multiple visions. He realizes that Valdi the Baldy's snake Nagini is the last Horcrux, and he sees Lucius Malfoy as saying Valdi should go to Harry Potter, but the Baldy is like, nah, Harry is going to confront me before the night is over. So the battle is still going on, and the school is getting all blown up, and there's giants and big spiders and dementors and magic and that one werewolf guy and spells flying around, and it's all crazy. Harry, Ron, and Hermione slip through the battle and get to where Valdi the Baldy is chilling with Snape and his snake. By his snake, I mean Nagini. Snape is also a snake because he betrayed Dumbledore, but you know what I mean. Valdi the Baldy is saying, the Elder Wand is not quite working for me because it only works for whoever won it fair and square from its last owner, which was Dumbledore. Snape killed Dumbledore, so the wand only works for Snape while he's alive. So Valdi the Baldy attacks Snape and sicks the Nagini snake on him. As Snape dies, he's crying and he begs Harry to take his memories to the Pensieve. He also says that Harry has his mother's eyes. Dang, Snape is dead. Never thought I'd see the day. Valdi the Baldy gives an ultimatum to the good guys saying they should surrender Harry Potter or more people will die and blah blah blah. Harry, Ron, and Hermione go to where the survivors are and they realize that some really bad stuff has happened. Fred Weasley is dead. Lupin and Tonks are dead. Lots of people are injured and everyone who's still alive is really worn out. Harry and friends have to find a way to end this thing. So Harry goes and accesses Snape's memories in the Pensieve. Then what he sees changes everything about what we know about the guy. We see that Snape and Lily Potter knew each other as kids. Lily's sister Petunia, who becomes the awful Petunia Dursley, called Lily a freak for using magic, but Lily and Snape bonded over it. They get to Hogwarts, and Lily is put in Gryffindor with James Potter, but Snape is a Slytherin. James Potter is a bully to Snape while they're at school together, and James marries Lily, but Snape was in love with Lily the whole time. A part of him hates Harry for being James Potter's son, but he loved Lily, so Snape will do anything to keep Harry safe. Snape was grieving when Lily got killed, and they all didn't realize until later in the third movie that Peter Pettigrew sold her out. Snape promises to Dumbledore that he will watch over Harry even though he hates him in order to honor his love for Lily. We even learn that Snape was undercover the whole time he was working with the Death Eaters, being a secret double agent that actually worked for Dumbledore. Snape has been secretly helping Harry for all the movies with little things, like when the Do Patronus led Harry to the Gryffindor sword. That was Snape. And when you think about it, there are a lot of things Snape did in other movies to help. Turns out Dumbledore was dying anyway because of the Horcrux thing, and he planned for Snape to be the one who eventually killed him. Snape agreed to all this stuff because he always loved Lily. Wow. Maybe the craziest part, though, is that Dumbledore tells Snape the ultimate crazy thing he realized, that when Valdi the Baldy killed Lily Potter, the innocence and purity of the mother's love she had for her baby made it so that Valdi the Baldy accidentally put a part of his soul into Harry Potter. So the whole time, Harry Potter has been the last Horcrux. So when the time comes, Valdi the Baldy has to be tricked into killing Harry in order for Valdi the Baldy to actually die completely. Whoa. What the heck? This is so crazy I don't know if I can process it right away. I'm Sir Dinosaur from Planet X, and I've been through a lot that you guys don't even know about, but I think my brain just exploded. Harry finds Ron and Hermione and tells them he realizes that he's the only one who can hear the Horcruxes because he is one himself. He has a moment with Ron and Hermione accepting that he's gonna die. Then Harry goes off by himself to have a moment alone. He opens up the golden snitch and finds that the resurrection stone is inside. He uses it to summon his parents, Sirius Black and Lupin, all the people who were parental figures or mentors to him. They comfort him and promise they'll stick around as Harry gets killed. His mom says they'll be with him always. Dang, this is bleak stuff, you guys. They better have a good ending to this thing where it all gets bright and colorful and nice, or else I'm gonna... Anyway, Harry Potter goes into the woods alone to get killed by Valdi the Baldy. They've got Hagrid all tied up and the Death Eaters, and the Nagini snake is there too. Valdi the Baldy blasts Harry Potter with the Avada Kedavra spell, and Harry Potter is dead! But the movie's not over yet. There's more. Harry wakes up in this, limbo place. Everything's all white except for Valdi the Baldy, who we see there as a bloody, gross, Baldy mutant baby, or I don't know what the heck that thing is. Dumbledore is there to greet Harry. They walk around, and Harry is puzzled because it looks like King's Cross train station to him, where he used to get on the train to Hogwarts. Harry and Dumbledore talk about his connection to Valdi the Baldy, which is over now since he just got killed. Harry's like, I have to go back now, huh? And Dumbledore says, well, that's up to you. If you want, you can board a train. Harry's like, well, we've still got some problems. Valdi the Baldy has the Elder Wand, and the Nagini snake is still around, so there's still one more Horcrux left. Dumbledore reminds him that help is always given at Hogwarts, Harry, to those who ask for it. Dumbledore updates that to help is always given at Hogwarts to those who deserve it. Dumbledore says Harry should not pity the dead but those who live without love. Harry notices that his mom and Snape had the same Patronus, and Dumbledore says that's not weird at all when you think about it. So back in the woods, Valdi the Baldy fell over when he killed Harry. Narcissa Malfoy goes over and whispers the question if Malfoy is alive. Harry nods a little bit, so she lies to Valdi the Baldy and says Harry is dead. Now we're back at the Hogwarts grounds. Neville finds the Sorting Hat lying on the ground. Hagrid brings Harry Potter back to Hogwarts, and it's all sad and stuff. Valdi the Baldy comes back with his snake, and you can tell just by the look on his face that he's about to be a sore winner. And yup, he's like, Harry Potter is dead, and he's all happy about it. What a scumbag. Somebody take this guy down. Oy vey. All the Death Eaters laugh, and you just want to hit them all into next week with your dinosaur tail, am I right? But the vibe is different now. Draco Malfoy's parents summon him back, and Valdi the Baldy gives him a hug. Then something surprising happens. Neville steps forward to confront Valdi the Baldy. He makes a nice speech about how the battle is not just about Harry, it's about everybody. And then he draws the Godric Gryffindor sword out of the Sorting Hat, and Harry Potter is all like, jokes, I'm alive again, and the battle is back on. But the Malfoys are like, nope, screw this, we've had enough. So they run away, and I think that's okay. Let them go. Maybe they've learned something. What time is it? It's crazy time, again! So Harry Potter and Valdi the Baldy have a new wizard's duel. The Nagini snake tries to interfere, which is no fair. That's 2 against 1. Elsewhere, Hermione distracts the snake, and Neville wakes up in the middle of the battle. He gets the Godric Gryffindor sword. The Harry Potter versus Valdi the Baldy duel is not going well. Ron and Hermione try to destroy the snake, but they lose the Basilisk Fang. In the battle, Mrs. Weasley duels Bellatrix Lestrange, and she wins, and Bellatrix Lestrange gets blown up. Harry Potter and Valdi the Baldy fight each other and grapple and fly around, and they're all over the place until they end up in the courtyard again. Ron and Hermione are running away from the Nagini snake, and it's not looking good, but Neville chops the Nagini snake with the Godric Gryffindor sword. No more Horcruxes! Also, Neville is cool now. Remember when he was a scared little kid? I do. He's grown a lot. Good for him. So Valdi the Baldy is like, uh-oh, and Harry Potter disarms him and gets the Elder Wand back, and Valdi the Baldy finally, at long last, gets got, because he tried to use a killing curse against Harry, but it got deflected. So congrats, Valdi the Baldy. You played yourself. You got, and that's that. Harry walks around outside with Ron and Hermione, and he explains that actually Valdi the Baldy had been confused about who the wand belonged to. Draco Malfoy had disarmed Dumbledore in the 6th movie before Dumbledore got killed, so technically Draco Malfoy had the Elder Wand the whole time and didn't even know. So when Harry Potter beat Draco in a fight and took his wand, that was the Elder Wand. So Ron and Hermione are like, whoa, that's the most powerful wand ever. What are you going to do with it? Harry snaps it in half and throws the wand off a cliff, which is the right call, honestly. 19 years later, things are peaceful. There's color. The sky is blue. A bunch of kids are walking around on the train station with suitcases and owls, which means they're going to Hogwarts. Harry Potter and Ginny are married now, and they bring their kids onto platform 9 3/4. They see Draco Malfoy, who is also a dad now, plus Ron and Hermione and their kids, because they're married now too. Harry's kid with Ginny is named Albus Severus, after Dumbledore and Snape. The kid is worried that he might be a Slytherin, and Harry says, look, you are partially named after Snape, and Snape was a really brave guy, so if you're a Slytherin, then the Slytherins will get a great kid. Then the train leaves, and Harry and Ron and Hermione and Ginny all watch their kids go to Hogwarts for the first time, and a new generation is going to have a school experience that is hopefully a lot dangerous than theirs. This movie is action-packed. It definitely feels like a Part 2 movie and not a full movie, just like the Part 1 movie felt like it stopped in the middle. I think that's okay, since that's what was advertised, and both parts of the movie feel like they've been given the right amount of time. This movie is not for kids, like at all, just like the last one, because it's super violent and all. But I'd say it's okay for teenagers and good for grown-ups too. And overall, it's a satisfying end to the Harry Potter story.